Hey guys, Mekala here. I'm here in my car making my very first vlog because, well, I'm in college and there's nowhere to have privacy in college. So here I am. This is my very first vlog and our very first post on the Girls of Lockridge page. So I just want to talk about my story, how Natalie and I got to be friends and how we got to just be on this journey. I'm going to shut this. And just kind of give you guys an idea of what we're doing, what our goals here are, and why we want to do this. So this is my story. So Natalie and I became friends this last May. We both started working at a summer camp in Tulsa called Camp Lockridge, and that's where the name of our channel began. So Natalie and I met there, met our best friend Katie there as well, and we all just hit it off ASAP. They are my soul friends, I can tell you that much. They bring me up when I'm down, they just impact me spiritually and just keep me going throughout the week. I cannot tell you how thankful I am for them. So we're all super close, and Natalie and I have really bonded because we both have really similar goals, eating wise and working out, and just this is our health journey together. So we've started this vlog, and neither of us have ever done this, but here we go, we're doing it anyways. So to start off, we're each just going to tell our story and kind of go through how we got here, what our goals are, why we're doing this. And so I'll just start with really from the beginning of childhood is where my health journey started. So I grew up, I have one biological sister. I grew up with just her, a mom and dad, suburbs, pretty normal, but I was a really chunky kid. My parents were always worried about my weight, always worried about my health. So I was really big all throughout childhood, and if you were a big kid, you understand how hard that is. People make fun of you and you're never comfortable, you don't understand why you can't wear the things that your friends wear, and so that was really hard. Also, obesity runs in my mother's side of the family, and so that was always a big worry. So I was pretty big until probably, I'd say about 6th or 7th grade is when I started to slim down. So 6th, 7th grade comes around, I start playing sports, I start slimming down, I'm eating better, I'm working out, doing really well. I dropped tons of weight. Skinniest I've ever been was probably around 9th, 10th grade, just because I was playing softball, I was playing basketball, I was playing volleyball, I was cheerleading. I was always busy. Always. And so that was probably my healthiest point, was around junior high, early high school. So the summer between my freshman year and my sophomore year, my dad and my real mom get a divorce. So if you've been through a divorce, you understand, or if you're a child of divorce, you understand how hard that is to go through and just the tolls that it takes on you that you wouldn't expect. So your life's turned upside down. I was not playing as many sports, my sleeping schedule was off, my eating habits were gone, everything is just falling apart, right? So sophomore year, I'm still pretty small at this point. I'd say at my smallest I was around 130 pounds, and that was my sophomore year of high school. Well, with everything that's going on, my dad gets remarried my sophomore year. That's all different. I don't have an evil stepmom, don't get me there, because I love my stepmom. I call her my mom, she's my mom, and she's the best blessing that's ever happened to me. So that's not my story here, but so yeah, I'm not playing as many sports. At my smallest, my sophomore year, I was about 130 pounds, and by my senior year, I was closer to probably 165-ish. So I wasn't playing as many sports. I started going to cosmetology school, so that took a lot of my time away. I started working. That took even more time away to work out. My schedule is so crazy busy that I wasn't able to eat like I should. My nutrition was not a priority. Nothing like that. So fast forward, here we are, senior year. First semester, like, pretty normal high school. Just doing what I can, going to cosmetology school, I'm taking concurrent classes at this point. Life's doing pretty good, but I'm not eating right, I'm not working out, nothing like that. The second semester, senior year comes around, and I started partying. With prom and graduation, I was partying, I was drinking, I was out till 3 o'clock almost every morning. Not a healthy situation at all. So I go through a couple of months of just partying, drinking, eating whatever I want, 3 a.m. water runs, like the works. And so I go through a few months of that, and I was still living at home at this point. And so my parents, like, kind of put a stop to it. They're like, you're not going to be out like this, you're not going to be drinking. Really got me to just stop doing those things, which I'm really thankful for. But so right after all of that had come to kind of an end, it was right after graduation, I had taken the summer job at Camp Lockridge because I knew I'd be going away to college, and I just wanted a fun summer job to enjoy my last summer at home. And so I took this job at Camp Lockridge. I knew that I was going to be working the ropes team, but I had no idea what that meant, and I didn't know anybody there. And so that was pretty scary, but ended up going to work at camp. My faith grew so much with God. My relationship with Christ was so much better. I met Katie and Natalie, my two best friends in the whole world. Like, could not be more thankful for them in any way. We bonded immediately. They get me. They understand a lot of the things that I'm going through. And so just got that friendship. I love working at camp. I love working on the ropes team. I'm no longer afraid of heights, so that's super cool. So last summer was great. I was outside 8-10 hours a day. I was working with my hands, with my body, like, working out was my job almost. So that was super cool. I love kids. I love sharing Christ, and I just love every aspect of my job. And I'm sure that eventually, like, me and Natalie will get into more detail about that. But that's not what I'm talking about today. So anyways, summer comes, goes. I did really well throughout the summer. Wasn't partying, wasn't drinking. I had made lots of friendships that were really helping me to stay accountable in that. And so August comes, and it's time to move to college. Well, I currently go to Oklahoma Baptist University, Christian school. I did not expect to have any struggles with alcohol or partying or drugs or anything like that. Like, I just didn't think that that was a thing at Christian college. Lo and behold, I was totally wrong. So first, probably, I don't know, the first month or two probably, I did really well. I wasn't drinking, I wasn't partying, I wasn't doing any of those things that I'd struggled with in high school. But the longer I went, and the more frequently I went, not going home, not seeing my parents, not being around my support group, my accountability people, the harder it was to not go do those things. So I started doing those things again. I was drinking, binging, alcohol and food. I was eating anything, didn't care about my nutrition, didn't care about anything. Didn't matter when or how I got alcohol in my hands, I was doing it. Never did any drugs, but that doesn't mean that the alcohol wasn't as bad as, just near as bad as drugs could be, because I can tell you, like, addiction to alcohol is just as bad as drugs, and it sucks. But so I was drinking as often as I could, wasn't going home, wasn't sleeping. I was out till 3-4 in the morning every single night. And if you've ever done that before, you understand how hard that is to just get up. Especially you get up and have 8 a.m., 9 a.m. classes every day, and you've been out, only slept 2 or 3 hours that night. You know how hard that is on your body, and just how hard it is to just recover from that day after day. And going months and months and months and doing that over and over and over, that's awful for you. And so I did that for basically all last semester. My grades were awful. Like, I had a 4.0 in high school, number one in my class. School was never hard for me, but that few months of just partying, drinking, not caring, like, for just a few months, like, my GPA was gone like that. It wasn't hard to do either. And so my grades are bad, end of the semester comes, finals come and go, it's Christmas time, and I'm like, you know what, this has got to stop. I can't do it anymore. Like, I can't do it anymore. So I get through Christmas break, still haven't told anybody that I'm struggling with these things. I mean, I have a few friends at school that have partied with me and know that I do those things, but not the kind of people that keep you accountable to not do those things. And so my parents don't know I'm doing these things. Katie and Natalie have no idea. My best friends at home, like, there's no one to keep me accountable and no one to help me get through this. And I mean, honestly, I didn't want help, so that's why I didn't tell anybody. But Christmas comes and I'm like, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. New Year's resolution, like, I'm done. I'm not going to do this anymore. So I come back to school. We have a thing called J-term in January. I take one class for 3 weeks, and then we start the spring semester. So it's J-term. I start working out. I start eating better. I'm doing my homework. I'm getting things done. I'm sleeping at night. I'm doing great, right? So, like, that's great. Like, I did that for 3 weeks, and then spring semester rolls around, and I'm taking 16 hours. I'm super stressed out. I have tons of homework. I had some family things happen, and just lots of things happen, right? Your stress levels are up here. Like, they're supposed to be right here, and they're up here. Like, I was out. Like, I was so out of it. So that comes around. What do? I dip right back into what do I do when I'm stressed? I binge drinking, alcohol, and food. I stop sleeping. I stop doing my homework. I'm the kind of person that when I'm stressed out, I shut down. I don't care about anything anymore. So that's what I did. End up partying, and it was the worst time that's ever happened to me. And I don't know if I'll ever go into detail about that night so publicly, but those who are close to me know what happened that time and know that was like my breaking point. Like, I will never, like, that broke me that one last time. And so that was actually 2 months ago today. I'm 2 months sober today, and so that's really exciting. I know that I was never as bad off as a lot of alcoholics. I'm not sure that I could say that I was an alcoholic, but I have struggled with those things and struggled with a lot of other things too. And it's been 2 months since I've had a drop of alcohol, so that's really exciting for me. And so that night comes, and after that, like, I broke down. Like, I knew that I could not keep doing this. I could not keep binge drinking. I could not keep binge eating. I could not keep not sleeping, not doing my homework. I lose a scholarship that same week. Like, my life is falling apart. Like, I can't. My life is falling apart. And so I go home. I drive an hour and a half all the way back to my house on a Sunday night, and I just break down, and I tell my mom everything from the time that, like, I began college to this point in time. Like, every bad thing I've ever done, like, my mom knows about it. And so we just cried, and we got together and made a plan, and just things like just staying accountable, telling the people that you love, going to counseling, just being more aware of the things that I'm doing, and, like, just making that conscious choice not to be that way anymore. And so, trying to figure out what time it is. I don't know. Anyways, so that night comes. That was almost 2 months ago. 2 months ago tomorrow is when I told my mom everything. And so we've got this protection plan set up. I go to counseling. I keep up with my mom on the daily of what I'm doing, what I'm struggling with. I keep up with Natalie and Katie of what I'm doing, what I'm struggling with. I'm reading my Bible. I'm really just doing what's good for me right now. And so for a lot of these last couple months, I've just been trying to focus on that, like staying happy, staying away from those things, getting healthier, like not even just my body, but like emotionally, like just getting back to a place that I'm supposed to be. So that's what I've been working on. So going through everything, I decide that I'm moving back to Tulsa next semester. I'm going to go to school in Tulsa, get my degree there, do my student teaching there. I'm going to live at home for a year, get back on my feet, and then Natalie and I are going to try to get an apartment together. Super excited about that. Doing really well, but I'm just not quite happy with like everything, like I want to be healthier. I want to work on my fitness and my nutrition, and I want to focus on that aspect of my life, and I feel like that helps distract me from all those bad habits that I'm so used to doing, so used to having. And so that's what brought me here. So Natalie and I decide, even though we currently live about 3-4 hours apart, we're going to do this thing together. We keep each other accountable. We say, hey, look what I had for breakfast. Pretty healthy, Hey, I'm going to the gym. Shoot me a prayer. Like, hey, I just finished my workout. I did this, and this. And it's been working fantastic for us. So that's where we're at. We are on week 3. I have my week 3 weigh-in today, which I'm pretty scared of, but it'll be all right. And I'm not looking to lose 75, 80 pounds. I want to be healthy again. I want to get back down to a healthy weight like I was in high school. So that's where I'm at with my goals. Just healing from a lot of those things that I have been struggling with. Just becoming healthier emotionally, mentally, and physically. Like, I want to be healthy again. Working on my faith, my relationship with God, and overall, like, relationships with people. Like, I want to get back to a good place overall. So those are my goals. That is my story. I can say that if you are someone who has struggled some of the same things that I've struggled with, like, don't give up. You are not beyond redemption. And I would just encourage you to share what you're struggling with someone you love, because you're not going to get help until, like, no one can help you if they don't know what you're going through. So I just encourage you that if you're struggling with, even if it's not something as bad as partying and drinking or binge eating, even if you're just struggling with your weight and struggling with how you're living your life and struggling with how you eat or what you put into your body or how you feel about yourself, anything that you're struggling with, like, I just encourage you to, like, share that with someone and tell them that you're struggling so you can get the help that you need. So that would just be how I encourage you. I'm going to try to be keeping up with this throughout the week. So I'll maybe post like once or twice a week. Just let you know how I'm doing. I hope to post some before and after pictures soon, since I'll be finishing up my week 4 of my fitness journey. Next Wednesday will be my week 4. So hopefully I'll get to update you guys on that. This week I'm really focusing on macros and nutrients and just like getting everything that I need to start getting healthy again. So that's what I'm working on. I'm actually going to go in here and get some Pedialyte because I'm really dehydrated. Don't do that to yourself like I have. But luckily, I have a great mom who lets me know what I need to do to feel better. So thanks for listening to my story, guys. Like, that was really random and it may not even made a lot of sense, but I feel better talking about it. That's kind of my testimony here. And so if you guys have any questions, feel free to comment below. Let me know if you have any ideas or suggestions on videos on what you want to hear about. I hope to eventually like talk about my college experience, talk about my family, talk about my academic life, my future plans, camp life. Hopefully all of that will come together, and eventually me and Natalie, we're going to be right back together in Tulsa, and we'll come up with some really great videos for you guys. So thanks for listening. I hope you guys have a great day. See you later.